Like other parts of Acholi sub-region, Amuru district, which was recently carved out of Gulu, suffered greatly during the 21-year LRA insurgency. Among the infrastructure most affected were buildings. The young district neighbors southern Sudan, which means residents can easily sell their produce to southern Sudan capital Juba and other areas and generating revenue to themselves and the district. This is the main road to southern Sudan, and trade between southern Sudanese capital Juba and Uganda seems to be booming. But residents here live way beyond the poverty line. The people here survive on petty trade, selling produce to travelers to southern Sudan, but the dusty Juba-Gulu highway has negatively affected their returns.
We need a road because we can see we are suffering because of dust. Right now, it's not really easy for us, people who are nearby the roadside.
Our member of parliament should raise the issue, like for this road. You can reach Kampala and they can work on this road. Because the other day, I recall when I went up to Pakwach, you cannot compare that road with this one.
Many schools were also destroyed during the war, and as such, Amuru has been registering some of the worst performances in national exams. Only one pupil obtained Division 1 in the 2008 PLE results. In 2009, there was a slight improvement with 25 pupils getting Division 1. And last year, the numbers went up again to 45. However, there is still a lot to be done.
And I think notably in Kilak constituency, our performances at primary living examination, when you come to UCE and UACE, is even not known in Kilak because we don't have presently a secondary school that is having senior 6 and senior 5.
Gilbert Olanya is a former LC5 councillor, now standing as an independent for the Kilak County seat after losing out in the FDC primaries. He promises to prioritize the improvement of education in the county. He boasts of having helped in passing an ordinance in Kilak to ensure that pupils compulsorily attend school.
And if we moved into your home, we find your child is not going to school, we arrest you as a parent. And there's a fine that you're supposed to pay as a parent. So the fine is either you pay 40,000 shillings or we take you for the community work. That's maybe at the Gombera. You just go there, you work for 1 week.
With an estimated 203,000 people, 66,569 of them being registered voters, residents here feel their previous members of parliament have only offered lip service.
These people here, you know, whenever they come around, they promise very many things, and most of those things are empty promises. We really need a leader who can fulfill his or her promise.
So he's complaining about the poverty here that has been brought about the war, by the war, and he's asking the candidates who are going to parliament to see into the suffering of people and then to also help them. Like most of them lost their lifestyles, their livestock to the LRA rebels, and they want them to be helped because they have problem with paying school fees for their children.
The Kilak parliamentary race has attracted 11 candidates, most of whom are independent. These include the incumbent Michael Nyeko Ochula, who has been in parliament for 2 terms and is standing as an independent after losing in the FDC primaries. In 2006, Ochula got 17,880 votes, beating his closest rival Anthony Akol, who obtained 7,762 votes. Now Akol is the FDC flag bearer. The DP candidate is Francis Otim. NRM has fronted Joe Odoki. The UPC flag bearer is Richard Odonkonyero, while the bulk of the candidates are independents. There are Geoffrey Okot, Gilbert Olanya, who lost the FDC primaries which he claims were marred by irregularities. The others are Wilfred Openy, who also lost in the NRM primaries, and Geoffrey Okelo Podong. This will be Podong's second run for the seat, having lost in 2006. All these candidates seem to have almost the same views on bringing development to this remote district. Water points like this one are miles away from homesteads, and health centers are beyond people's reach.
Because as you know, in Kilak or Amuru district,
We don't have the referral hospital, which we need the government, which I expect under NRM, we are going to have a referral hospital in Amuru district.
But Amuru district has a bad record in land disputes that have been attributed to greed. It's believed that because acres of land were abandoned when people lived in IDP camps, some unscrupulous leaders took advantage of the vast vacant land to sell plots to investors.
It was in 2009 when President UN Museveni called us in the barracks. So we came and met him in the barracks, and I stood up and told him that we are now so scared. People are going into our land, soldiers are visiting that land, as if there's some trick that they wanted to take our land by force. So when I explained to the president understood.
What many people are now trying to do is resettle into their own homes and need a lot of support like psychosocial and physical help. The leaders are now tasked to offer all they can in these areas, and if going to parliament is all it takes, then they have to work pretty hard to fulfill these promises. Isabel Nakiria, NTV.